Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about a piece I saw in the New York Times last week. It was 17 artists and illustrators who drew pictures of the view out their window during this time when we're all sheltering in place. So I made a slideshow with some of those images I'd like to share with you. So it was called 17 Artists Capture a Surreal New York from Their Windows. And they contacted 17 artists and illustrators, all living in New York City during the shelter in place right now in April 2020, and asked them to draw out their windows. So these are some of the ones that they published in the paper. This one said, looking out the window feels like we're at a human zoo watching the wild outdoors from the safety of our couch. And you have to look at the details in here. They're really interesting what the artist chooses to capture. And they're different than photographs because the artist gets to add pieces of what they think. At the moment, I'm worried about what is going to happen when this is all over and wondering when this is all going to end. I really like this one, how the artist added little notes to attract your attention to things like the empty sky. There's no airplanes. It's awfully quiet lately. I've been simultaneously enjoying and being disturbed by the silence at the moment. It says there's fewer sirens than last week. Everything feels ghostly, and every movement through the neighborhood seems unique and important. Everyone seems to have a reason to be outside. I like how this one is all just pinks and purples too. It's an interesting choice. And it's interesting how you can see the edge of the window. It gives you the idea that this is from the inside looking out. This drawing is my little ode to delivery people. They're putting themselves at great risk to help keep this city running while medical staff are on the front lines. If you're able, tip very generously. You have all the little delivery people here delivering boxes and restocking the CVS, doing important work. It says, if I'm in a place that looks like New York, but I don't recognize it at all. Everything feels the same but different. For 3 weeks, I have not seen anything move. New York is usually full of people out on the streets. So to say that you haven't seen anyone is really quite something. One thing I really like about this one is how the artist includes the outline of the window and the blinds and the cup of pens and everything on the windowsill. So that makes it a really interesting portrait as well. So those were some examples of the pieces that were in the New York Times. There were many more. You can look it up on the website if you like. It's a really interesting piece. So what I'd like us to do today is very simple. I want everyone to go to their window and draw a picture of the scene that they see through their window. It could be any window and anything you want to depict that you see out there, because everyone's going to have a different view and a different interpretation of what they see. So I can't wait to see what you create. While you're drawing, I want you to think about the choices you have to make. Are you going to include the frame of your window? Will you include yourself? Who will you include if people walk by? The biker, the dog walker, cars, none of them. Think about it. I can't wait to see what you make.